All right, let's make ice cream base. So in the pot here, I have my milk, and I'm gonna add half the sugar to that. Again, we don't need to measure that. And I have a split vanilla bean, the essence of the bakery. Now I'm gonna turn this on kind of a medium-high heat. If you're doing one of these, I'm gonna go about 75 or so, just to warm that up. And what I'm looking for is this to get to the scalding point. I don't necessarily want it to simmer or boil, but I want to bring it to the scalding point, and that's where the steam will start coming up from here. Now, let's talk about mise en place. I have my eggs right here and the rest of my sugar right here, and over here I have my heavy cream. The heavy cream will act as, after the mix has been cooked already, I'll shock it with the heavy cream to help stop the cooking process. After that, it will be strained through the chinois and then directly on the ice bath. It's very important that you have everything ready to go before you start, because it's a continual process that if you have to stop it, you can overcook your mix, okay? I also have a thermometer and a heat-resistant spatula and a whisk to whisk the eggs in there. I do not want to put the eggs and sugar together yet because they have a tendency, the sugar will have a tendency to kind of cook the egg yolks a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll put my eggs in there, but I'll wait until this comes to the scald, and then I'll add the sugar, and then only will I add the sugar. I'm starting to see a little bit of steam come up here, so it's just getting close to that scald point. Just give it another few seconds, then when I go to temper, I will turn the machine or turn the stove off so it won't boil over. It's just about where I want it, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that right now. The yolks and the sugar mixed together. Keeping an eye on here, make sure it doesn't come to a boil yet. So now we have a good steam happening right here. So I'm just going to temper it on into there, which means I'm going to pour about a half to a third of it in there. Get that stirred around, and then I'll add that back. Once I add it back, since this the ice cream base is a stirred custard, I need to stir it constantly while it's on the stove. You have to be very careful with this because of the eggs. We don't want to cook the eggs to make scrambled eggs. So as I put that in there, you notice how what I'll do is I'm going to be moving it all the way across the bottom, kind of making sure it's systematic where I'm going to cover every spot on the bottom of the pan. Not just stirring in one spot because then it's going to cook around the outside, but keeping it going all the way around, keep it stirred. I get my thermometer, and what I'm looking for is I'm going to look for 180 degrees. Okay, you have until 185, and then you have scrambled eggs. We'll continue to stir. Okay. And just let it go, kind of moving it around. The vanilla bean in there will give out its little seeds. That'll give that beautiful little vanilla ice cream look, the vanilla bean. One of the better things in bakery is the vanilla bean itself. Okay, I'm right at 172 right now, so continuing on. It doesn't take long, so again, that's why it's important to have all your mise en place ready at one time, because when this hits 180, I'm going to add the cream, stir that through, and get it right through the chinois and onto the ice, just that quick. These pots have a thick bottom, and the longer that they stay in here, the more chance you have of overcooking your mixture. Getting close. Almost there. Okay, I reached 180, so I turn that off, add my cream to it to give it a shot, stir that through. And again, instantly we want to get it out of this pot because that's where it's going to start cooking on the bottom. Once I get that through, then I pour this right onto the ice and let that chill now. You want to bring that down to 70 degrees, and you can put it in the refrigerator to chill the rest of the way. So that's how you make vanilla ice cream base.